What's up, guys? What is up? Got a good buddy, Ryan Godsey here with us, but trying to do something a little different. I got to as we're going live, we dadgummit. All right, we're just going with it, guys. So, guys, thank you for coming on and for another episode of Deck Talk Podcast, and we're uh
So, look at it. Listen, we've had a little bit of time.
we've had a little bit of issue. Every time Ryan comes on, guys,
It's always me.
we always got
It's just me because I'm always in the studio.
yeah. So but guys, thank you for watching, and but let's take care of some business. Guys, if you are looking for some baits to be able to throw, we have been throwing some lurches, lures, and his spinner baits. He's got some lipless crankbaits that we've been throwing. His underspins are phenomenal. And we're pairing up the spinner baits with the Bruiser Baits Evil Twins. Go check him out on Facebook. And if you are in the Chattanooga area, you can go grab some at Jack's Bait and Tackle. But guys, if you don't know, I'm Colin Burnett.
Nah, Pappy J. What's up, my fellow American and fishermen and hunters and all in between? Hey, we got a good one here tonight on the Salute the Valley, which they're all good, but this is a good buddy of mine. Sergeant Chad Cook. Boy, and me, it's going to give me a minute, but hey, he deserves every bit of it. He was in the Army. He was in the Army National Guard from 2000 to 2006. He was in the Armored Cavalry Regiment, deployed to Kosovo, 0304. And then from 06 to 13, he was active duty. He went to Combat Aviation Brigade and deployed to Iraqi Freedom 0709. And he went to the 3rd Combat Aviation Brigade, 317. 3rd ID. He deployed to Afghanistan 09 to 11. Then he went to the 160th Special Operation Aviation Regiment, the 159th Aviation Battalion from 11 to 13. His MOS was 15. He was in avionics, a mechanic, and he got his senior crewman wings. He served three deployments, overseas deployments, two of which was combat operations. Sergeant Chad, we thank you, buddy. We love you. You know, we appreciate everything you've done for our country and keeping us safe, and all our men and women that are out there today that continue on with the fight. We thank each and every one of you guys for what you have done and what you are currently doing. We thank you and we appreciate it. And much prayers goes out to our soldiers.
Heck yeah. So, guys, I want to, if you're new to the podcast, we are an interactive podcast. So just leave a comment in the chat, and we will get to your question and ask Brian if you have any kind of questions for him, which he should be able to see.
I can.
Most of it.
Most of it I can say so.
So, we will. I do need to pull this up though. But if you don't know, how many times have we had? This is what, the 3rd or 4th time
I think 3rd or 4th time
that we have had you on. Been in studio a couple times, and
set the boat
but,
for a couple others.
setting the boat for you are actually fishing in one, yeah. And so we thank you for coming on, brother.
Dude,
But let's talk about how's your season gone so far?
man, the season for me, I feel like it's been on a uprise. I started out very well, and I've stayed consistent, catching limits, keeping points going, slowly going towards the middle of the season. We're sitting kind of middle of the BFL standings. We got one more going in September. We got the 2-day in September, and I got to make day 2 and make the regional.
So what is for people that may not know, like what is the BFLs?
So the BFLs are the grassroots of the Major League Fishing events. It's the best thing you can get in to learn, because you don't have to have a boat to fish as a co-angler. It's I think it's $100 entry fee for the co-anglers, and a $200 entry fee for the boaters. For any division, I think there's 24 divisions of the BFLs, and I fished the Choo Choo, I fished the Volunteer, I fished a few different ones, jackpotted a few, and that's the best way to learn, guys. If you want to start trying to fish a few tournaments, jump in those as co-anglers. That's the best way to learn. You meet a lot of good guys. I've met a lot of great friends of mine fishing as a co-angler. I drew them as a boater back then.
Right.
Now we travel together.
Now, and some people say, like they're afraid to do the co-angling.
Yeah.
Right. Because one, they think that they're not good enough. But the only thing, how I look at it is, you have to put yourself in company of better people to be able to be better.
Yeah.
Well, then they're also afraid of, and I'm sure it happens, but I know that the boater doesn't intend to do it most of the time. But do you get back boated a lot?
When I fished as a co-angler, I fished from 16 to 19 as a co-angler. So when I was 16 years old to 19 years old, I fished as a co-angler, learning. And I think to be honest with you, I think I only got back boated like once or twice.
Yeah, because I try to take care of you.
Yeah.
But and nowadays with the forward facing sonar, it is kind of hard.
Mm-hmm.
But what have you, and which it's probably been, I know it's been a while since you've been a co-angler. So do you enjoy having somebody on your boat with you?
Oh yeah. I love having somebody out there with me. Like Saturday, we fished the BFL in Guntersville, and I had a young guy who has fished a few of them, but at the same time has not.
Right.
And he was wanting to learn different things, and I was showing him. I was having a good time with him talking. We talked all about my career since I started fishing, and we talked about his story and everything like that. And if you would never have those guys, you'd never know about them.
Yeah. Because I've never done the BFL or anything like that. I've just fished locals, and I can just imagine. You can learn. I learned a lot just from having different people and different skill sets in the boat with me, or being in the boat with somebody else. So is that? I think that needs to be one takeaway, that especially if you're trying to go for the co-angler.
Yeah.
Like, you need to go and just try to learn as much as possible. These guys, for the most part, they know what they're doing. They're good at where you're fishing. And as long as it's not just somebody that's just let's just say, that fishes their home lake is phenomenal on home lake.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to learn something.
Oh yeah.
But how long have you been fishing, like tournament wise? How long have you been?
You talking about local stuff, or you talking?
Yeah,
about...
local.
My first tournament was when I was 3 with my dad, with mom and dad down on Nickajack. Dad got me out there fishing one of the Carl Reed tournaments back when they were out of Sullivan's. And a lot of people know that name around here. But it's one of those things. Carl's always been around, and I fished my first tournament with Carl.
Heck yeah. Now,
you talking about being backboated. I can tell you right now, I get backboated all the time. And some of the places that I show Colin, and he backboats me all the time. So don't let him sit there right beside you and make him thinking that he's such a nice guy, because
Dude, I never once have said that I don't backboat you.
No.
I give him the most opportunity.
No,
He
there
has-
we go.
I'm backboning really good.
I'm telling you, Ryan. I mean, he's probably on the trolling boater just as much, if not more, than what I am.
Oh, here we go.
But when you're on the trolling motor,
Yeah,
he gets it.
yeah. I tell him.
I'm backloaded.
Oh yeah.
So,
You know. Now, going out when you're talking about these young guys that your co-anglers and stuff like that, are you having or do you get an opportunity to maybe show them different techniques, or what has worked for you in the past, and maybe pass on some of that wisdom to them?
Yeah, I try to help them out as much as I can. There's some of those guys that they have their own rotation, like they like their bait
Mhm.
wise. But like the guy Saturday, I mean, I had a limit, and the co-anglers in the BFLs are only allowed 3 as a co-angler. You know, keep 3 in. And I'm being serious with you. Like after a little bit, he was like, "No, can I try this?"
yeah. Now, if you are a co-angler, can you fish out of? You cannot fish out of the front. Right?
No, you've got to stay on the back of the boat at all times.
Now, can they help you net a fish?
Yeah, they can come up there and net,
Right.
but they can't
cannot
have the
fish.
cast.
Right. So,
I've seen more disqualifications because a guy stepped to the front of the boat and the guy was running the GoPro, or somebody was sitting next to him. They watched their co-angler step to the front of the deck, make the cast up to the front of the boat, and then net the fish, and then walk back to the back of the boat.
so where in the time that you have that you have just doing like the BFLs and stuff like that, where has been the hardest place that you've gone to go and catch a limit?
North Lake. I can tell you that for a fact. North Lake has kicked my teeth in multiple times. And I believe it was because at the time, it was like my first or second time there. As a co-angler, we'd always go there first. So it was real cold, and the guys were always tight lining. And at the time, I didn't know what tight lining was. But now we all tight line with scope.
Yeah. Now, and what you've been able to go to some pretty cool lakes. Like, I remember what you went down to Okeechobee and stuff and fished. Was that the BFL?
No, so I went to Kissimmee Chain. I went to Toho. I've been to Eufaula. I've been to a bunch of amazing places, but the ones that I went to Florida for were the Opens. Kissimmee Chain.
Sorry, trying to pull up this other stuff.
I went there for the Bassmaster Opens.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I know that you had went down there. Let's see. Tim Long says, "What's up, Brian?"
What's up,
Or Ryan. I don't know why I said Brian. The traveling fisherman said, "Good evening, everyone." And then he also says, "I get backboated from the front of the boat."
I've had that happen sometimes. The co-anglers catching the far out of them. I can't get a bite.
Yeah. But and another thing, and then your mama says, "Hey, Ryan, she just totally just ignoring. I mean,
You.
yeah.
Just ignoring you. That's
I can't believe it." So.
I'm the favorite here.
Yeah.
But so I want to talk. What we were out. My dad and I were out on Chickamauga. I guess a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago.
Month and a half ago. I think it was closer to 2 months now.
And what was that you was fishing?
It was the Solo 100 bass trail. It was a brand new trail for this year.
So was that is that regional or is that?
No, it's well, it really depends on what you want to call regional.
Right. Now, because I had been back into the little slough that we were at, right?
You know,
And I tell you guys, I was out there fishing. I had been out there days before and the week before fishing, and they had the water came up, that water temp, the water level came up a little bit, and the temp came up, and so then the bigger ones started spawning.
hmm
And I come around this little, I'm fishing it. I had already caught two off this sandbar, or not sandbar, shell bed. And then I was coming around this little point, and all I hear is hey, hey, and I'm over here looking around, and I don't see anybody.
he's looking on the bank. He's looking up in the trees like somebody's up in a tree.
And then I'm like, who in the world is hollering? Next thing I know, I see old Ryan pulling up. He said, "Let me get right there." He said, "I seen them spawning right there." I had one spawning that I had fished when I pre-fished, and so we let him in, slid out. We were just or fun fishing,
They're just having a good old time.
and we come around. We let him come around us, and the big one though, you could never
I never got a bite. I fished her both days. I never got a bite.
mm,
And I don't know if she was new or if they just spawned together. And she laid her eggs and was staying around, but I don't know what she was going to do.
she didn't know what she was on.
She probably did.
Yeah, but and so in that tournament, in which you had already at that time, you had already had a limit.
I was calling her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you was ready to start just putting some big ones in the boat.
Yeah.
And so in that tournament, you how did you turn out on that in the solo 100s?
So I've ended up in fifth place in AOI over three tournaments. But in that tournament, I finished seventh place, cut a check, and made enough points to make it to the championship on beautiful Lake Lanier in October.
So now, um, so how do you Lake Lanier? Talking since you just said that, like for me, deep clear waters, I suck. I might as well just
Throw in the boat,
yeah,
go home.
yeah. And I mean, don't even go to them because I'm wasting gas going down there to them. But so how do you prepare? I mean, because you've grown up on the river,
hmm
and so how do you prepare yourself for a highland reservoir like that?
The best thing that I do, I thought map study. That I talked about that last time I was on here, studying maps, and then talking about watching videos, stuff like that. Like not getting information, but being able to see stuff that everybody else can see and stuff like that, and then going to get to go practice.
Yeah. So so at that time, like because again, what I have because I suck at it, I don't go and fish it like I should. I
Yeah.
mean, to get better, you got to go and do it.
Yeah.
It's just like throwing a new bait or whatever.
You don't want to do it because you're not.
Yeah,
You're
you're
like,
like,
I'm
man,
not catch them on it.
Yeah, just put a Texas rig in my hand or a shaky head or something, and I'll just go.
Oh yeah.
But so how far in advance are you looking at Lake Lanier?
I'm already looking now.
So and then I mean because from now till October things are going to change probably 25 different times.
Oh yeah.
But so is that just something like a gradual thing that you're just kind of right now you're kind of just looking at points and whatever that you're wanting to find.
Yeah.
And then you'll go probably with graft and see what kind of
Yeah.
structure and stuff you can find.
What I'm looking at now is I'm ready. I'm looking for where they're sitting at now. But then at the same time, I'm going to think about what those fish are going to do when we go there in October.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go graph those areas, find cane piles, find brush piles, find docks they want to get on.
Yeah.
Because if you think about this, a spotted bass is going to stand on a dock year round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We learned that from Lake Martin.
Well, and the thing is, I mean, and that lake there is going to be one off a spotted bass.
Yeah, and then you got. I believe if you have 5 spotted bass one day, and you have 5 spotted bass and a big largemouth, like you call out a big spot for a big largemouth, I think that's gonna be a key player too.
Yeah. I mean, because Lanier, I mean, they have massive spots.
Oh, yes.
And I mean, if you're wanting to go catch your PB spot, that's the place that I
That's
would
the
say.
place to go.
Yeah. I mean, and I have fished Lanier 3 or 4 times. And I said, when I've gone by myself, I've sucked. But when I had a buddy of mine that knew how to fish it and stuff like that, and we've done very well. I mean, I actually put some fish in the boat that was worth saying. I mean, I think my biggest one was like 4.25, 4.5 spot, and I mean that's
good.
a good solid spot. I mean, but I mean, my buddy caught one that was over 5.
Yeah,
And I mean, it was fun how we were doing it. I don't know if you can take any advice. So I won't say how we were.
yeah. I was gonna say I can't take any info.
Yeah. So
That's
but
the only sucky part.
how we were doing it was fun. So we'll get off of that, and we'll so I don't spill my beans on stuff on it and get you in trouble. So with here being like the past 2 months has really kind of sucked for the Tennessee River. Well, I mean for all the lakes around here.
Oh,
Yes. I mean, because we have not had any kind of rain. And when you go and you pull up the TVA app and it says they're pulling 7,000,
You know it's gonna be a day. You're gonna have to struggle.
well, and the thing is I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if people know, the more current, because I kind of look for it in between 26 to 28 is kind of 26,000 to 28,000 is kind of where I think the perfect bite from how I like to fish, right? But if it's below that, like especially 7,000, them fish are just roaming. They're constant.
They're just moving, swimming.
So how does the current play effect on the Tennessee River or on river systems, period? To where it makes fish set up.
So it's a big factor. And like say here on Nickajack, like if you have a 7,000 one day, you're gonna have to. The way I put it this way, I tell everybody this: 7,000, turn your trolling motor on the 100, and go down there every back.
Yeah.
Now, if they're pushing 20, 25, 30, that's when you get to stop. That's when you get to put it in spot.
Yeah, you could spot lock, or I mean, let's say on Nickajack, if you're on the upper end of Nickajack, when they're pushing that much, you can do phenomenal just drifting.
Oh yeah.
With a little micro jig and just going or a Ned rig, you can tear up some fish on.
Oh yeah.
And but when if you're on that lower end, if they got going, that current going in the 20s, then and then grass flats, man.
And I tell you, on the you talk about pulling water on any kind of river system. If it's at that 7,000, I don't really know the right terminology. But anyways, they're on. I mean, that's like a trickle, right? So at that point, my second option is I'm hoping the wind's blowing, because if the wind's blowing, then I'm gonna start targeting wind blown banks, points, anything like that. That and we kind of done that a while back. We done pretty good that morning, and it's just like they all of a sudden just, I mean, they literally just stopped pulling water. Of course, right now, well, I don't know about right now, but Chickamauga, I mean, it was kind of a struggle. But then we started targeting like wind blown banks, any kind of wind blown pocket points, secondary points and stuff like that. And that's when we really started catching more fish. I mean, they were still roaming, regardless of anything. But the wind also plays a huge factor, and people, if you're on a river system and depend on that current, and they stop pulling, and it's just hope for wind, because wind's going to be your best friend in that scenario.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, um, we got out there before safe flight, and as soon as it got to where we could run, we ran. We had some spots that we were wanting to hit, and I mean, and we pulled up to a dock. We knew that they were shallow, and well, not as shallow as what they've been. We were in 10 to 12 foot, throwing into about 8, and I flipped onto a dock. I caught a 3 1/4, got it in, and we were weighing it, or I was weighing it. And Pappy hopped on the trolling motor, and he was on the phone with his wife, and I don't know where in the world he was throwing. He just threw out in the middle of nowhere. Next thing I know, he hooks up as I'm trying to get, and he pulls in 2 1/2, 2 3/4, and then we go to the next dock. It was up shallower. Nothing got it. Then the next dock we went to, it was back into that 8 foot. And we caught a couple of them off of it. And what's up, Michael Bradley? And then in between the docks, at the docks, I was throwing a shaky head. And then in between, I was switching to a crankbait. And I had seen, and I was telling you earlier, I was seeing like because the shad spawn's happening, and I started seeing like the shad just like the flickering on top of the water. And I was like, all right, so I just chunked the crankbait out, and I was reeling it, and I was burning it back. And next thing I know, it just went boom, and uh, I mean, and I'm telling you, I've caught a bunch of fish on crankbaits and stuff, and I had never seen a bass that choked it like it did and was still trying to swallow the bait, even though like uh, the back hook was in the roof of the mouth, the front hook was in the tongue. It wasn't going anywhere, and it was still trying to choke it down. And I mean, and then we just kept on going around. We tore them up until probably about 10 o'clock. Once that sun actually kind of got to where the shade line was moved up to the bank,
It was over.
and then, but the weird thing, and I don't know if have you ever seen this on Chick? Like we were the only boats out there, and like all of a sudden, like for 3 4 minutes, constantly, it seemed like we was in the ocean, just waves, just yeah. And I was like, when I told her, Pappy was like, "What in the world is this?" And I was like, he said, "Did the boat come by?" And I'm looking upstream, downstream, and I'm like, "No." And 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 I told him, I don't know what it was. Is it from where they shut it down, from where they might have been pulling water?
I've never figured it out.
but it was awful
I
weird
feel like,
because we were down on the south end.
yeah, I feel like it's either they're shutting the water down or they're turning it on because it's going to jump.
Well, at that point, I think that's when they shut it down because
It went
when,
dead.
when that when that happened,
That could have been
yeah.
that the water got shut off and it when it triggered it and stopped it, it just wrinkled the thing back.
Yeah,
I mean,
because after that in the fishing, I mean, it was sporadic until I mean the wind was blowing, but it was almost kind of like simultaneously because when they stopped pulling the water, it's like the wind started picking up, and then we instantly started uh going to like like I said, wind blown banks, points, deeper docks that was on kind of on the main channel or right off the main channel, and we caught some decent fish. We made a bad situation into a pretty decent day, I guess is what you can say.
yeah. And then it got so bad that I pulled out the bait that I hate the most throwing. Pulled out the old wacky rig. And to me, I told Pappy, I said, I'd rather you hit me with the bow lure than having to throw a wacky rig.
I almost did.
And he asked where it was at. And so we started fishing the wind blown banks like Pappy was saying, and we went into the bigger fish had moved to the secondary points from what we had found out.
Mhm.
And so we were hitting wind blown banks that at the secondary points and caught a 3.5, 3 3/4, something like that, small.
Well, yeah, he came off that deeper deeper dock that was right there in the mouth of that slough. But the wind was still blowing up into it, and it was pushing all the bait fish up in there. And then right after that's when I caught that 4.5 off the same dock. Matter of fact, so it was a 3.5 smalley.
Small was on the back side, and then
Yeah.
the 4.5 was on the front.
But the thing about it is both of them were literally that the one I caught, it almost looked like he had or she had gotten a fight, or because about midways up her belly, she was real raw and bloody. But I figured out what it was is she was so tied up against the pillar of that dock. I mean, and that's where I caught her. So, she was just hanging on the pillar of that dock and just she rubbed herself raw is the thing that I come up with. I mean, it might not be legit, but it sounds good in my head.
Sounds good, right?
Sounds good.
So with like, there's still some fish spawning, and so it's the late spring, early summer. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on still trying to catch some spawning bass? Or are you focusing more on the secondaries and seeing if there's some that's going to be pulling out onto those ledges?
So we fished Sunday in the Dream Chasers, and my main focus for the early morning, I was boat number one, and my main focus was the shad spawn. Well, we had a cold night the night before. No shad spawn. So I found the shad spawn at about 8 or 9 foot off the last trip. So I told my partner, which was Lake Pickens, a buddy of mine that fished high school against me, and we never get to get the boat together. So we finally got to get the boat together, and we started running secondary areas, and we started catching them on a jig, and we caught about 9 pounds on a jig. And I told him, I said, we got about 2 hours left. I'm gonna go scope the rest of the day, but I'm gonna scope stuff that nobody else usually scopes. And listen, it hurts to talk about it because we both know that fish would either want it for us or put us second. Because Zach, our buddy, had 16 pounds. With three.
Right.
With three.
Yeah.
And
That's about right.
But I pulled up on the area and I told him, I said, let's fish this. And I grabbed a new bait that's coming out here soon from one of my sponsors. I told him, I said if they bite this, it'll be good. I'm panning and I just noticed against the bank, I just noticed a blob. And it comes up and you can see like it just the blob goes from this to this. So I know it turned at me, it came at me, and then it just turned back. And I throw over there. I've got it on I think it was like a 3/16, not even a 3/16, it was like a 1/32 ounce head. Because the way I have to fish it, it's slower. And it gets down there and I twitch it at her. I noticed her action change.
All right.
She knows to it. Twitch it again. I feel the line jump. And I let her have it for a second. I pull into her. And I said, oh man, that's a drum. About that time she comes up and jumps. 8.5, 9 pounds. She goes back down. She goes under the boat. I'm giving her line like I normally do to fight these big fish on the spinning rod. And I feel her turn to come back at me. When I feel her turn to come back at me, I feel my rod go with it.
Worst feeling.
I looked at him. I said, at least it's not for $20,000.
Now, let me ask you this, Ryan. Have you ever hooked into a fish and it pulled the bill out of your crankbait?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that happened to me.
I can tell you the exact company it comes from, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, well,
Well, see, the thing is, we had, and he says this because I think he was trying to rag on me because he thinks that I sabotaged him.
oh no, he did.
So we had a crankbait bite going, and I had something massive hit it, and it come up out of the water, and I really could not get a good look at it. It came up out of the water. Pappy's at the front of the boat. I'm in the back of the boat, and it comes up. As soon as it comes up out of the water, all I see is that it's massive, and then it spits mine as soon as it spits my crankbait as soon as it got out of the water. Then Pappy's coming up right by where it came up out of the water. And I mean, as soon as he gets up to it, he goes, all I see is, because I'm trying to get it back in to get another cast out. And I see all it went was like this, whoop, and he hooks it. And then, then it just started burning him.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next thing I know, the rod went from like this to whoop.
It just unloaded.
And I was like, I looked at him and I said, how in the world did you lose it? You had it. And he reels it in, and he might have been saying some not so friendly stuff. And,
not good enough for the internet.
Right. But then he reels it in, and it's just the bill that's left on it. And then it goes from where he was mad because he lost the fish. Then he goes to where he turns his anger at me. He's like, I got this from your box.
Why are you sabotaging your thing?
That was the first thing you're sabotaging me. And I was like, hey, I got to do what I got to do. I got to outfish you.
Yeah, that's right. You got to do everything you can to make it that day.
And I probably won't ever live that one down, but
no, you won't.
But yeah, I mean, but I've never had it happen before. I have seen where the bills have come off, and I just figured that somebody just threw it up against the bank or something like that, and it's broken off. But to have whatever it was massive.
It was a clean pull too. I mean, clean pull. It
Have you ever had one when you throw it out there and reel 2 times and twitch it, and then it just goes limp?
Just not even on a fish?
Not even on a fish.
No.
I feel like when they make those baits, it's the glow that.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it was,
It needs to quit.
I told him, whatever that fish was, and I was trying to make us feel better. What do you know, John Pate?
How you doing, John?
Doing well, brother. I told him, I said, I'm just going to say this to kind of make us feel better. It was a drum. And,
Have you ever seen a drum jump?
no.
I have. On the river.
Well, that's what he asked. He said, have you ever seen a drum jump? I said, nope.
It depends on where you hook them at. If you hook them over the head, they're going to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And I've done that. But,
So, I mean, but I don't know. From what I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
I didn't get a good look at it. And then Pappy, I say he caught the same fish, but
he could have hooked the same fish when his bait come at him and it ran into it.
yeah, beard and bass. I say that's probably what Pappy caught was that 3-pounder. That is definitely sounds like something he would definitely catch.
Hey, I'll tell you a quick story. And so I was fishing a tournament one time, and we were in the same area, right? And I was was fishing up literally up that same bank. I was up just a little further north, but I was in the same area within 50 yards. Anyways, I threw up in a blowdown. I was fishing a tournament. We had our limit, and we was just trying to cull or whatever. And I threw up in that blowdown and hooked a good one. I mean, and then if it was ripping my drag, it had to be good because I always kept my drag on top, which number one problem. Anyways, well, this fish, he just kept bulldogging, and he ran me up underneath the boat, and I was telling my partner, I was like, man, I said, get up here and get the net. I said, I'm gonna try to slowly bring him back up. I said, he's got me under the boat. I said, but have the net ready when I pull him up, have it up underneath him. Well, as he was coming up, I was, kind of slowly trying to muscle him up. And about that time, it said, bloop, it broke me off. Well, instantly when that happened the other day or a couple of weeks ago, when that bill pulled out, I thought there's got to be some kind of curse on me in this area because that's 2 big fish that I've lost in that area. And so, I know they're there. I just can't catch them. I don't know why, but I know somebody who can. And I'll tell you something else, Ryan, that I take somebody to all my spots, all my old spots. He seems to be catching all the big fish, and I catch all the little dinks out of my spots.
Yeah, and then we go by a boat, and then somebody happens to ask the dude, have you ever taken taken somebody to your spot, and then they catch all the big fish? And then Pappy said, I say that to the dude, and the Pappy goes, yeah, it sounds about right. So, but I will say, he, that south end of Chickamauga, he knows it very well. And to where he's fished more of that, and then I fished more of the middle.
Yeah. He's fished from, I'd say, Saudi down. That's what I call the lower end. But a lot of people say from Chester Frost down. Yeah. It's lower.
Yeah, that's where.
Yeah.
Exactly where, because usually I put in a Harrison Bay, and I'll go up and run up to Possum or something like that. And I haven't been we need to go into Sail Creek.
Yeah. I like Sail Creek pretty good too.
Really?
Yeah, you don't need to go there.
Is that
Yeah, you don't need to go there.
all right? We need to go into Sail Creek.
Yeah.
There's only been about 30 pounds caught in there in the last few days.
I can't. I think I'm gonna do this.
All right, I got you.
I can see life.
Let's see. It's the Beard and Bass said, I was thinking this is one I've been looking for my whole life. I spent 3 minutes. It's hard to say. Well,
He said I spent 3 minutes and the thing is running, then I'm fighting it back and I'm just trying to keep it down and I end up fighting it back to the boat and reach down and I only see a 12-foot gator.
Oh God! Yeah, that's what they. I got him. I got him. No, I ain't got him. You can have that.
yeah. Well, the thing is we don't have anything to worry about that's going to
No.
up here. So when it definitely is a different when we go down and fish in Florida and stuff like that. It is definitely a different
It's a
experience.
difference.
I know the first time that I had went to the Everglades, I had caught a peacock, and I did not see. We hadn't seen any gators, and well, I don't. We had seen some gators, but I wasn't thinking nothing about it because here we catch a fish, gets slime or whatever on your hands, you just reach in the water,
Yeah.
wash your hands off, and go. Well, just out of habit, after catching the peacock, I had went, threw it back in, and then I went and then like that, and my buddy Neil Stark said, "You may not want to do that again." He said, "You may come back as a nub," and so, I mean, it definitely is a learning curve.
My first time in Florida, I told the boy that I was going to catch one gator. Well, I ended up catching a baby. My second time there, like my trip not long ago with my grandpa. He goes, catch that gator over here. And I throw over, no, thank you. It's going to be 5 foot long. Well, I find it on the side of the boat. I finally get him tired out enough to grab him. He smacks me like tail a few times. I said, tell my grandpa to help me. And he goes, I ain't getting here. I'm like, "Well, at that point."
Well, we were fishing in the Everglades down a canal, and there was about, I'd say probably it's 4 or 5 foot little bank, and I was throwing a whopper plopper, and so it was doing that, coming through on top, and next thing I know, I hear is, and then this gator just like belly flops out on, and I was like, "Holy cow!" And
You didn't even see him lay it.
never even saw it. And and the thing is, and I mean, they got the gators, and then they got pythons that's down there. That
I haven't seen one of those yet. I'm going to go catch one of them. I'm going to go down there.
No. I'd rather catch a gator than a snake.
If you come on,
happy love.
I'll play your, I'll let you run down there pasture with me.
No, I don't. I ain't right.
Now he does want to go down there and do some iguana hunting.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, that would be fun.
We get yelled at by people.
So, Beard and Bass, do you go and hunt any of the iguanas and stuff down there? So, but yeah, that's
yeah, Florida, anywhere south of here, dangerous. You follow it, dangerous.
yeah, and that's as far up, isn't it? That they are.
I believe so.
What, pythons or the iguanas?
Gators.
Gators.
Oh.
Because they're not on weeds.
No, I say from I say from
Well, no, they got them down South Georgia.
yeah,
They are-
lower Georgia, down to Florida.
Well, the thing is
Well, actually, down around like Albany and Perry, like down in those canals and stuff, because I know a few people that actually gator Well, past me. Well,
He says they got them in Savannah.
Yeah.
yeah, they got
Well,
they.
We our last bid we had Myrtle Beach area,
Mm-hmm.
and they had them in Myrtle Beach.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like Charleston area, all that down in there. Uh, if it's the what do they call it, the brackish water or whatever.
If it's like brackish water, I think.
Yeah, I mean it's they may not be as plentiful as Louisiana or a Florida or South Texas or something like that, but
Nah,
yeah,
no.
they're and like down around Mobile, Alabama, down towards the coast. We were camping at a state park uh, and I seen one a little I don't know probably about 3 or 4 foot gator in the ditch. Yeah, they're down there. It's just not like Florida or Louisiana or places like that.
Yeah. Huh. So
And I don't say well I don't know if they like because don't they bury themselves in mud in the wintertime or something like that. I don't know.
when it's frozen, that all you see is like the
The nose.
eyeballs and the nose sticking up out of the water.
Yeah. See, I mean, I don't know.
You're talking to people that's from Chattanooga.
Yeah.
We're going
Yeah.
to alligator expert.
We're gonna know about it.
Yeah. I know there's somebody that's John Pate right there. He would know
Yeah,
because he's from like the Holiday Park area down there.
Yeah.
And he's good buddies. You remember the TV show Gator Boys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's good buddies with all them down there, and so he's told some stories about him catching some pythons and gators and so I need to get well if I keep on talking about these pythons, Pappy ain't ever going to go down to Everglades with me, and so yeah.
I'll take his.
I'll tell you right now. I mean, I'll go there place, but don't expect me to get out of the boat or anything like that. Chase no python because I ain't had it. I'm telling you right now. I'll bring it in.
So
It's mating season down here right now.
oh
They're wild in my area. I can't boat up on my 8-footer.
God. That's what
Oh
I'm talking about.
goodness! Hey, just think about that. If we had them up here,
Nah.
no,
I mean, again, we don't have to worry about nothing like that. I mean,
they can survive up here.
I mean,
Besides the wintertime.
I did take a picture. I was in the, they call it Party Slough or Party Cove. I was back there fishing, and somebody had lost a croc, and it was floating. So-
I remember that place.
And I took a picture of it, and I said, "Chickamauga's got crocs now." But so what do you got? What events do you have coming up?
I think I'm done for a little bit. I think I got the BFL in September. I just got local stuff now. At the beginning of the season, you would ask me to come on here. I wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah. Now when so when are we all gonna go out and do some fishing?
Y'all gotta go, mate.
You hear that, Pappy?
I heard him.
So
Yeah,
Sound like
I do know that there is a series that I want to get into. I want to get into that 115 series.
I've been trying to get you to fish it with me for the last month. I've been on fish and Colin don't want to fish them.
Well, it's not that I don't want to fish them.
He's busy.
Well, I mean, we have to work Saturdays, so
Yeah. I texted him the other day and I was like, "What are you doing Saturday?" He's like, "Nephew's birthday party." And I'm like, "Never mind."
Yeah.
yeah. That weekend he graduated, and then the next day I had his birthday party. Golly. So, but what lake because if people don't know, I mean, we're fortunate. I mean, within a stone's throw, we can hit Chickamauga, Nickajack, Gunnersville.
Mm-hmm.
So out of those three, what is your favorite lake to hit?
Naked Jack.
So, and have you seen more traffic on Nickajack since the state record got broke on it?
Yes.
Yeah, we went down there and it was wood horrible. Yeah, it was.
You can't pull in a boat ramp now. Like last year before the state record was called, you could pull in the boat ramp, big 1 or 2 boats.
Yeah.
Now, 8 to 10.
We went down there and put in at Marion, and they had it all the way
Up to the
out
overflow.
down, and then they were in the overflow, and I was like, I was telling Pappy, I said it used to never be like this.
Never be like that.
And the thing is, I mean, there are some big ones out there, but I mean, if you're going to go try to catch some big ones, you need to just go to Chickamauga.
Yeah.
You
But
just need to go to Chickamauga.
yes. Or go to Gunners. I'm trying to put that out there. Go to Gunners.
But I will say, I will give everybody a bit of advice. If you're going to go to any Alabama lakes, and you need to make sure that you have your boater safety license with you,
That is true.
or you're a guide and have your captain's license. You got to have a captain's license or your boater safety course. If you do not have one of those, first ticket's $25.
The next one taken for
The next one is, I think it's $1,800 for the second one, and then they take your fishing license for, I think, what is it, a year?
I think so.
And so, I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
headwaters,
definitely.
45 to 60 bucks. Yeah,
Yeah, that's normal for those places.
but I mean, and I guarantee you, I mean, I've fished headwaters quite a few times. I hate
Yes,
going.
it's in
I like-
here bass. It includes out state boaters.
Yeah.
Anytime you fish, if you pull up to a ramp in Alabama, plan on fishing, you better hope you have your boater safety license or your license. Yeah.
I think it's still like like Tennessee has. If you're I think it's
89.
89.
Yeah.
I think Governor's trying to pass that right now.
Well, because part of it's in Tennessee.
Yeah, but I like a lot of them guys don't realize it, but they're trying to make it where the wake boaters and stuff like that, they have to get it and understand the rules.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing about it.
And I hate that Tennessee makes us do it, but at the same time, the guys who drive them wake boats don't realize they have to have it too. It's not just us.
Well, but also, they're doing so much damage.
Oh,
I mean, the Tennessee River has barges that come up and down it all the time. And they don't put off a quarter of the wake that these wake boats. And these wake boats, what was it? Was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago? We had that dude on Chickamauga that was going up and down he's going from Sequoia all the way down and done over like $2 million worth of damage on docks and stuff like that.
because he was the one he had the big yacht boat that would just trim it and go as fast as it would go.
Oh yeah, and you would hear him for
you get like, oh, he's coming.
so.
I hit a pocket.
But also on Alabama, if you do not know, that's with boats, and if you're in a kayak that has a motor,
You have to have it.
you have to have it as well. So, and what's crazy is that the KBF had the national championship on Gunnersville here this past year, and they did not tell their people until like the evening before day one. And so they were pre-practicing and I don't know how many. I know I heard that somebody had gotten busted. I don't know how many of them got busted, but then they put an email out saying you got to get your motor safety.
That's
And so,
not.
but that's yeah. And the thing is you can get them online. I know Illinois, you can get a boater safety course. You can go through it, and it will take like 5-6 hours to go through it.
Yeah, yeah, it ain't long.
But it's just the fact of doing it, and then you can have it emailed to you, screenshotted or whatever. But it's crazy.
Common sense.
So what kind of baits that you can talk about? Because I know you said that you had baits that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What kind of baits are you throwing right now?
Right now, it's mostly in the mornings, top waters, anything like that, and then I'll swap over to small crankbaits, chatter baits, spinner baits to get more bites.
Yeah.
But then there's some days I got to slow down and throw a jig. Like the other day, I had to slow down, catch one jig.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, with it not being as much current, you're having to throw something that you can cover a lot of ground.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what we
all presentation, which that's what we've been throwing a lot of, other than the crankbait, but we just kind of went down in size and started catching good quality fish.
Yeah.
well, we've been picking up doing a small presentation of the Lurch's Lures, that micro chatterbait that he's got.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's dead.
And so, I mean, we've been tearing them up on it. So, well, Pappy's got a ball game that he's got a nephew that's got a little ball game he's got probably about 20 minutes to get it to. But so we got one last question, Ryan, and I know you know it. But Pappy, you want to ask it?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's always a pleasure, Ryan. Thank you for coming on, and it's always good to have you on and talk about some good fishing and seeing how you doing, and we really appreciate it. But if there was one person that you could have on the boat fishing besides you, who would that person be and why?
Thanks again for letting me come again. I know I'm one of the guys that's local, so I'm able to come as when y'all need me. But having somebody on the boat with me, I answered this one last time with somebody, but I'm gonna answer it with a different one. And if I could have anybody on the boat, I'd say it'd be my grandfather. Man.
Man, one of these days, I'm hoping that somebody's going to say, I just want y'all to be out on the boat with me. One of these days, Pappy.
One day it's going to be y'all.
5 years down the road, we've been doing this for almost 5 years, and nobody.
It'll be after that TV deal that we get.
Yeah, once we get TV, we'll be on everything.
Roland Martin, hands down.
Yeah.
That is very true. And the thing is, Barrett and Bass, you could actually do that. I mean, he's at Headwaters all the time.
Oh yeah, he gets done it by himself a bunch.
So,
but the reason I say my grandfather, to spend more time with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody knows my dream guy is my happy. Just because of the never give up has always been my motive, the keeping me going. When I'm having those bad days, I always think about him, always yelling, never give up. It's always funny. Because my mom gets on to me when I catch a bacon, I'll yell.
Yeah. So, but guys, thank you for y'all watching. And if you have not hit that like or subscribe, follow button, hit that like and subscribe button and help us out. We've got some interesting stuff coming up. We redone our website, decktalkpodcast.com. And we are working on some merch, and the merch is about to, it's going to be something else. And it's going to be something, we're doing something to where it has Deck Talk Podcast on it, but also we're doing stuff that, we're going to have shirts and stuff that you may want to get if you team fish with somebody. You may want to get it for them because it's just a funny joke to where, and once you see it, you'll understand. But guys, thank you for watching and tuning in with us. And we next week we have Landon with K9 Line coming on.
I'm gonna stop it for that one. Just give him credit.
You can do it.
Just give him credit the whole time.
And so, but yeah, we got him coming on, and I think he's actually bringing on somebody else with him. But if you are looking for some good line, and I know you're sponsored by the line, aren't you?
I don't have a line sponsor anymore.
Ah.
I was with K9, and then I had another deal a few years ago, and then me, Kelvin, and Landon have never been over. Well, I think I still have a promo code through K9, but we never sat down and actually got to talk about it.
Yeah. But I'll just say this: I have boat flipped an 11-pounder with their line or 17-pound test line.
My boat was to 8 on 12 last year.
And
It was a dumb mistake that I would
I mean, I definitely agree.
I was throwing a chatterbait. It was coming down through there, and it was coming at me, and it came up, and I pulled. And it both went. So I was okay with it.
Well, all right, guys. So we're gonna get off here. Pappy's got to hit the road, and Ryan, thank you, brother.
Thanks again.
And have you come back on. We need to get on the lake, do some filming.
Yep.
And I got my drone right there. It's ready to go.
Do a lot of video.
And I got a dog that's driving me nuts. So
The
guys,
dog is always parts with up here, so it's my dream for everybody to hear.
yeah. So all right, guys, we're gonna get off here. Hope you have a blessed day, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.